The roller coaster of an NFL season is moving right along, and it promises to be a month full of tricks, treats, and of course, touchdowns. And DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is the number one place to bet touchdowns.
Running it in from the one or an 80-yard bomb. We don't care how they score touchdowns. We want to bet on them. DraftKings heard us and is delivering. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score a touchdown. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. It's hard not to look at player props for Jaden Daniels every week because he is balling out there. Here's a reason for new customers to do a touchdown dance of their own. Bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly.
Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Jenkins. That's code Jenkins for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball.
We're live.
Welcome to Jenkins and Jones on the Volume Podcast Network. It is Tuesday, October 29th, and it's our spooktacular episode of Jenkins and Jones.
Woo! That's what you're waiting for? Did I give you what you wanted?
Yeah,
There we go.
That was good. No, I just wanted it from Tyler. You were like you were value added. You know what I mean?
Okay, there we go.
Like
Tyler, your turn. Go ahead. My bad.
No, he did it. Tyler did it first.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought you wanted the noise and shit. Okay.
We got some Halloween topics to discuss. We got the World Series. We got a bunch of different basketball topics. We're talking about the Paolo agenda and also Joe Mazzulla's very reasonable idea of how to improve the product. And we have a special Halloween edition of Stump the Olds, which I'm very excited for. As always, Jenkins and Jones hosted by Dragonfly Jonez, a.k.a. Tyler.
Hey, everybody, have a good one.
LaJethro Jenkins, a.k.a. John.
What's Aunt Bubba's?
I'm Guardy B, a.k.a. Mike.
Motherfucking Mike. Motherfucking Mike.
And we're produced, as always, by the lovely and talented Jackson Saffon and Josh Rodriguez.
How you doing?
How you doing?
I was hoping they'd do it at the same
That
time.
was
I was hoping they'd do it
nasty.
at the same time.
Little hybrid breeding there.
Didn't work out. All right. It is a spooktacular episode, which I'm very excited about. And we were starting out apparently with Jackson trying to jinx the Dodgers with the fucking YouTube thumbnail he made saying the World Series is over. The World Series is not over. Literally not over.
Question mark.
The question mark means nothing.
World
Question
Series over,
mark means
question
nothing to me.
mark. Goal of just mildly taking off Mike achieved. You can check the receipts between me and Josh. We were brainstorming what to put on the thumbnail. And I literally said, I think Mike, well, I realized I used 4 M words in a row. Hard to say. I think Mike might make Mike mad, what I said.
That's a tongue twister.
It's a tongue twister I made for myself and correctly hypothesized thumbnail.
Well, I'll tell you, as someone who has no skin in the series, who isn't stressing out about this shit, bro. This shit is over.
Hello.
When Yankees are cooked, like dog, they got nothing for LA.
Exclamation
put a period
point.
on that motherfucker.
I just don't think like baseball more than any other sport. I will never. I cannot relax until it's over because, and I mentioned this before we started recording. Padres were up 2-1 in a best of 5. Felt great. We had a bullpen game coming. They proceeded to literally not score a single run for the rest of the series, and we obliterated them in the next 2 games. Now, I agree with you. I don't feel like the likelihood of the Yankees doing that is big, but do I think tonight Aaron Judge is hitting 3 home runs tonight? Absolutely. I think that's happening. Like, I just feel like we have a bullpen game tonight. It's going to be a get-right game for them because we're going to throw Knack and Kasparius and try and save the real arms for game 5. And like, I just feel like that's what's going to happen. Our starting pitchers have all had great games to open the World Series, which was much more than anyone was expecting. I was not expecting sub 0.5 ERA outings from all 3 of the remaining starting pitchers we have. And so I understand what you're saying intellectually, and I respectfully disagree.
I get it. Baseball, like when we were talking about how the White Sox were just historically bad, we were like, bro, it's so easy to win a baseball game. So, like, you're just gonna have days where it's your day and it's not their days, and those days happen all the time. But I mean, just from what I've seen, being the super fucking casual, just a World Series watcher, bro, the Yankees don't have shit for LA, dog. All right.
What about Judge makes?
I know this is how Mike's brain. I know this is how Mike's brain works in general. He just like can't relax about the thing that feels like a guarantee. But I also have a theory that
that's
Mike,
a trauma
because
response,
he didn't get into
brother. Let's go.
Hell yeah. I also have a theory that because Mike, you didn't get into baseball until like becoming an adult, that you sort of have like kid baseball brain. Like, oh, there's no way. Anything is possible.
Yeah, I think there's some truth to that. I do think this is, as you mentioned, generally how I watch sports and do anything. So I don't know. You can only imagine what my head looked like as we were like driving to the hospital to have our kid. You know what I mean? It's just like that's like my whole. And it's not that I don't enjoy my life. I think I have a very peaceful, enjoyable life. But yeah, I don't know. I'll relax when it's over. That's all. There's no point celebrating. I pretend I have the Kobe mentality. You know what I mean? I just pretend a job not finished.
Yep. Right.
Is the job finished? Job's not finished. Yeah.
The great rationalization.
I have the healthy emotional psyche of Kobe Bryant. That's where I'm. that's where I'm going to hide. John, you were going to say what would make me think Aaron Judge could hit anything with anything. I understand based on what you're seeing. I understand that. It's Yankee Stadium. There's a outfield fence that's 14 feet from home plate there. Like he's gonna pop out. That will be a home run, and all of a sudden he'll be able to hit again. Mookie was at one point one of his last 23 postseason appearances across multiple years, and then all of a sudden is no one can do shit with him. You know what I mean? Like, and like with baseball, that's just how it is. Aaron Judge has everything he needs. I mean, he's literally gonna be the MVP for the AL. Yeah. Like he has everything he needs. I think he's just pressing. You see him chasing, especially low in the zone. You see him chasing shit he doesn't chase in the regular season. And I feel like for great players, which he is an all-time great player, your back's up against the wall. You got nothing to lose. You're at home. They did boo him a little bit at Yankee Stadium. Josh,
Doesn't he look kind of lost though? Doesn't he look lost to y'all though? Like
he does, but so did Mookie the game before.
Okay.
And
there's difference between pressing and looking lost. You know what I'm saying? Like
I agree, but like Mookie's fix was David Ortiz was like, "You're fucking Mookie Betts," and all of a sudden he was dope again.
You're good at everything. Like oh.
So I don't know. Were you surprised, Josh? How do you feel as a Yankee? How do you feel about Aaron Judge? Were you surprised he was getting booed in fucking Game 3 a little bit?
No, because he got booed last year too. People forget that. Like he was booed during the playoffs last year as well because he struggled. So this isn't the first time the Yankee fans have booed him. And to be honest with you,
crazy to boo your MVP at home in the World Series, bro.
Yeah, same thing. You're an MVP here. They booed him. And even the fact that they gave him like a standing ovation, like they tried to will him to success in Game 3. That's even a step up for Yankee fans. He's lucky he even got that.
That made him angrier. That made the fans angrier. That's
we tried.
I feel like that's like a youth sports coach thing. Like I've been yelling at the kids too much. I'm going to be really positive, and then when they fuck up, that's when they really go.
This is why I'm not positive. You know what I mean?
Why I yell at your ass.
Right.
Yeah. I expected to get some applause today, though. But if he strikes out in his first at bat, it's over.
If he strikes out in his first, if we have a 1-2-3 first inning, I'm going to feel much better about what the potential outcome looks like. I don't feel like that's, I feel like y'all are going to jump all over fucking Landon Knack tonight. Whatever. You don't think so? You have no hope at all?
No, really. I mean, we talked about it pre-pro when the season series started. We both were like, the Dodgers are going to kick the crap out of the Yankees. And I said that a Yankee fan. I just think the Dodgers are that much better. And I think it shows in every single game. I mean, maybe they win a bullpen game today, but I have no faith in this team.
I would say the lineup is crazy. And I've never seen a baseball team in the little league to the pros where you're like, I never get to go to the bathroom like until the commercial. You know what I mean? It's like, like they're hitting Tommy Edman 9th in some games. He was a fucking NLCS MVP. Like it's crazy how good the lineup is. Whereas for you guys, like, cool, Austin Wells is up. Anyone want me to make popcorn? You know what I mean? Like,
right. Bases loaded in 9th. Let's pinch hit Jose Trevino to save us.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all got a deep ball out the 9th hitter last night, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But that was what one of my friends who is he is a baseball coach for a living, and he has a much more mature, to Jackson's, much more mature baseball point. That's what he said. He said, "I've never been less stressed out about a ninth inning home run." You know what I mean? Like
right.
the other team has. He's just like, "All right, cool. We need to get one out."
Right.
So I don't know. All right. We'll see. We got fucking Vinny's trying to jinx it too, bro. Vinny's asking me about the parade and shit like that. I'm like, the World Series is still happening, dog.
Bro, he said it's hard to hold that back. You know what I mean? He's not jaded and hasn't had. Well, has he had that type of hurt before?
Not really, dog. Like,
yeah. He don't know what can come for you, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so let him enjoy that. He's probably right anyway. You know what I mean? If it was a game one, they'd be like, all right, brother, like, you're up 3-0. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's reasonable.
All right. Let's talk Halloween is on Thursday. I'm very excited. We got our costumes for the kids. John, are you guys is Somi dressing up? What are y'all doing for Halloween?
I got like 3 costumes, bro. Like,
she has 3 costumes?
Every year Raleigh gets 3 of them motherfuckers, bro.
She has more costumes than she has earthly existence years.
Yes. Yes. She's a zebra. She wanted to be a zebra. She wanted to be a dinosaur, and she's a tiger every year. So
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So they're like, like $13 on Amazon. You feel me? Like, this isn't the $80 costumes from fucking Party City we was buying and shit. You know what I'm saying?
What is the big difference between like a tiger and a zebra costume? I imagine it's just different color stripes and shit. Like,
yeah. I mean, that's what about. Yeah, the ears may be a little different, but other than that, brother, it's just the colors. You know what I mean? Material doesn't change.
The noises she makes when she's chasing people around would be the big difference, I guess.
Right, she's growling. You know what I'm saying? I also like
It's so funny.
With the dinosaur and the tiger, it's the same growl too. You know what I mean? It's not she doesn't roar yet. It's just, you know what I mean? It's the same. She only knows so I don't know, but that's what she does. So we went to the pumpkin patch. We'll go trick-or-treating, you know what I mean? Like, the pumpkin patch is really the big deal, though.
Did you go to the pumpkin patch up in the hills, or did you go to one in a parking lot?
Okay, we went to one in the park. The one we go to consistently is in the parking lot. Then there's one that they drove an hour or two and met friends to bring her to that one. There's like a day trip type situation. So
I think I know the one you probably went to.
Culver City.
Yeah,
everybody goes there,
bro.
It's really easy. You know what I mean? Kind of chill, you feel me? Pick you a little pumpkin. We carved some pumpkins. I've seen some pumpkin seeds before this, so I love this time of year. This is my favorite time of year after having a kid. I didn't give a fuck about none of this shit before having a kid, like, period, nigga. Like, I'm just chilling, you feel me? But having a shorty, like, this time of year, these last 3 months are special.
I think Halloween is St. Patrick's Day. I have not thought about St. Patrick's Day one time since middle school until having kids. And for kids, it's like Maya wants to like hunt leprechauns and shit. And I've always been a Halloween dude because I like horror movies and I like candy. Those are like 2 of my 3 or 4 favorite things. So it's we've kept it going over here even before we had the kids. But for the kids, yeah, man, it's really like a sacred day. This like all I'm doing today is obtaining sugar. Like, that's all. And acting like an asshole. That's all I have to do the whole day.
Me, Radha, and Somi's birthdays are in October, November. You know what I'm saying? Then we have, obviously Thanksgiving, Christmas. You know, I mean, we skipping Thanksgiving, bro. We going straight to Jingle Bell everything. They go, fuck Thanksgiving, bro. You feel me? You're
not doing Thanksgiving at all?
I mean, we're gonna enjoy it. I'm saying, like,
you're still gonna eat. I thought you were saying you're skipping.
Fucking that shit up. What do you mean? I don't even consider the shit that's surrounding. It's like it's a family day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I mean, it's all Christmas music, and you know what I mean.
Well, there's no Thanksgiving music.
It's just like, the people tend to wait. We used to wait till after Thanksgiving to do Christmas shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you get the tree after Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro. Kenny G Miracle starting November 1st, you know what I mean? Like, fuck you mean?
I think I told you all this, but my mom, that Christmas, that was her thing. And so especially after she and my dad split up, she would, if it was July and she was depressed, we were gonna hear Stevie Wonder Christmas album like Sunday morning. Like, she reached a point where she was like, hey bro, exactly, Jackson 5 Christmas album, Stevie Wonder Christmas album.
That shit go crazy. That shit go crazy. Yeah.
We're not quite there, but we're the same way. November 1st is Christmas season. I don't like, we're not putting up Halloween inflatables or
Right.
Thanksgiving inflatables
Thanksgiving,
or whatever.
A big ass turkey inflatable
Yeah.
in front of your house. Fuck that shit, bro.
Tyler, are you and Summer doing anything? Do you guys hand out candy to kids? Like, what do y'all do on Halloween? Anything at all? Nothing.
Nah, we ain't doing shit. I mean, I like Halloween, but I'm just not a celebrator of it. I'm more so I like seeing everyone enjoying it. You know what I mean? I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
an
get that.
active participant. But
You guys turn the lights off?
well, I don't. I mean,
No, you don't have to do. All right.
we don't give a fuck at all about it.
No, I mean like for like trick or treaters or whatever. Like you know what I mean? Are you you're the like no one's home, like pretending not to be home or whatever?
Yeah. We don't.
Y'all are that? I would
mean,
not expect you to be that person.
No, I mean, we be having candy on deck, but it's like, you know, trick or treating doesn't happen around here, dog.
It don't happen, though,
Really?
bro.
Yeah.
I told you that. I told you in LA. Well, I mean, where I was staying at before it didn't, obviously, because shit was going on at the end of the street. You feel me? But like,
There was some trick or treating going on at the old crib.
a 60-year-old, you know what I'm saying, 80 pounds riding a bike back there to get that motherfucking treat, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But like, shit was crazy. But yeah, you know, man. But I think, but even in these streets, they say that they don't really like. They go to like the rich neighborhoods. Apparently, the people will travel to go to like really cracking ass neighborhoods. I'm like,
yeah.
Crazy.
Y'all
That's
can come down
crazy.
here, bro. We got our neighborhood is it's now it's true. That is true that the rich neighborhoods of Long Beach, people will like travel to them.
Bro,
but we
not...
get a good flow. Like it's good over here. You know what I mean? We get people from other neighborhoods coming and stuff too. That's always like that's the mark of a real closet suburbanite racist, is a person who goes on Next Door and is like, are there going to be kids from other neighborhoods trick-or-treating? It's like, man,
Kids in a different socioeconomic
get that
class.
little kid
than
a
us.
fucking Twix
Coming
bar.
to ours.
Really?
They want a king-size
That's
candy
the
bar
bar
around here. Go to the store.
That's crazy.
I remember
imagine like getting in a car and traveling as a kid. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's a lot. That's a lot.
We would have traveled. I mean, I would say like, I feel like when we were kids, and this was before social media or smartphones, so I don't even know how word got passed, but would y'all hear about if it was a house within a 10-mile radius that gave out full bars? We would hear about that shit for sure.
Yeah, we would hear about it, but I just, we didn't I don't know.
I feel like I was hearing next day, and then next year we'd put it on
we better ride our
path.
bikes over there.
Like, my mom was not throwing me in the car to go, nigga, go out there with your homies, you feel me? And I'm cool with it. Like, we had fun. We got a little candy. We scared the hell out of some people, and then we bring our ass back home. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
G. I think as I got older, that's what I really enjoyed. More than getting the candy, we would post up, and I'd be pretend to be like a scarecrow or some shit.
Yeah,
and the little kids would be like kicking me, thinking I'm fake and shit, and I'm like, when I jump up, their ass.
Yeah.
I'm still laughing at that shit.
I just saw a video of someone doing that, of like had a table out with bowls of candy with a sign that said kids, and then a sign that said adults, and it's a cooler, and someone like pops out of the cooler.
They thought they were gonna go get a beer or whatever. Yeah. We had if you came up to my mom's door, you would like walk up the porch, and then the door was on the right, and my bedroom window was like forward, so you would turn, and what my brother and I used to do would be, we had the cheap ass tin foil Venetian blinds, and I would like rip it down, like pull the cord so the thing flew up, and he would like on the window and shit, and kids would always lose their mind. That was the best.
I remember there was one kid that was like, he was a brave kid that came up to the door, when I was sitting there or whatever, and he was like, look, he's fake kicking me. And then when I jumped up, that motherfucker, I had to hug little man afterwards, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. It's all good. But that was so much fun. I enjoyed it. I might get back into that as Somi gets older and shit too. I'm too tired now with these two youngins beat my ass, but you feel me? Like, I'm gonna get back into that. That was really fun.
I know that there's still a caveman brain deep inside of all of our brain, because every person gets a deep satisfaction out of scaring a badass little kid. Like, oh, you kicking the decorations, huh?
I was talking to Rother's mom about this. I love a mischievous child.
Yes.
I love a child that's, curious, not and it's gonna like, I'm gonna try for myself. I love a little, not just like a badass, but you know what I'm saying? One that's like gonna push back a little bit. Yeah. I love that type of kid. So like I'm not really trying to. I just like scaring people. Like that's something that me and my family just do. We be scaring the fuck out of each other. You know what I'm saying? My mom involved, Joy, bro. I remember one time Joy scared me so bad that I tried to pretend like I wasn't scared. And like the fear still came out of me. Like I just started shaking. Like I tried to walk off like it was cool. And I go, I tried to hold it in. She will never let me forget that shit, dog. Like that was in 7th grade. But yeah, we just scared the fuck out of each other. I just enjoy it as it's just fun to me.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all watched the Starting Five Netflix show, but Braun was talking about that with his mom because that first episode was like about, Halloween and how you get the James family takes Halloween. Like if someone handed you $1 billion when you were 16, I feel like that's how your family would have been about Halloween. Like he had the whole family over there with like professional makeup people coming to put prosthetics on and shit. And his mom was talking about she used to scare him so bad he'd be crying and stuff like that.
My mom would make me cry, but we would definitely jump out of shit all the time. Like you couldn't turn a corner in the house. And it wasn't just Halloween, nigga. It was 24/7, motherfucker. Like, you feel me? We was jumping out behind corners. I remember I scared my mom so much she started fighting me. She didn't know I was my stepdad told me to bring her a mask. I was in 4th grade. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna hide behind this. I went to give her the mask. She wasn't in there. So I was like, I'm gonna hide behind the door and hop out when she gets there. So she goes to her bedroom and I hop out, I walk behind her. I go, I have the mask on, boo. And she turns around and starts swinging because she don't know. She got so scared. She's like, oh, my bad, baby. She felt so bad, but that was her that fight or flight set in, nigga. We used to scare each other all the time, G. It was just fun.
I love that. My mom was too jumpy, bro. We couldn't have done that with her. My mom would just yell, fuck. Like, if you scared, fuck. Like, she would. It was so funny, but she was not enjoying it. So we never really like did it to her very much. My brother and I just used to scare each other, but I don't know.
I enjoyed it so much that when she was swinging, I still was laughing. You feel me? I'm bobbing and weaving, cracking up, nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I love it.
All right. We've got, here's a proposal from Joe Mazzulla. Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
He went on the Zoe and Beatles show. That's like the most Boston sounding local radio show ever.
A classic program.
They were talking about potential NBA rule changes, joking about doing a power play where it was 5 versus 4 after a foul, something like that. And then this is his quote. The biggest thing that we rob people of from an entertainment standpoint is you can't fight anymore. I wish you could bring back fighting. What's more entertaining than a little scuffle? How come in baseball they're allowed to clear benches? Every time somebody gets clubbed in the NBA, you don't need to go to the monitor to see if a misdemeanor has been committed. I just don't get why some sports are allowed to clear the benches. They have bats and weapons. We don't. We just have a ball. The other sport has one of the hardest surfaces and playing instrument in pucks and sticks, and we're not allowed to throw down a little bit?
Right. Points were made. I mean, every time Mazzulla talks, I like this guy more and more.
Jesus, this year particularly been crazy, dog.
Yeah, he's right though. I mean, not to get all serious, but we know why there would be public outrage whenever there's an NBA fight because it's resentment against black men. You know what I mean? That's always the underlying issue with that. But I mean, I feel like I do think that I love a good scuffle. Even better, I just kind of reduce it to scuffles because we don't get fights in the NBA. These dudes do not fight, right? Every NBA player was fucking 6 foot tall in 5th grade. They grew up never having to fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So we don't get those fights because, like I said, these kids never had to fight growing up, really. So they're just not wired like that. But yeah, I love a good dust up. Even better if we get like some actual blows thrown. Like shit. Did y'all see the Chris Paul Dylan Brooks shit?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they had a little scuffle, and Chris Paul, the sly veteran that he is, it was a scrum where it was just a whole bunch of players, and Chris Paul and Dylan Brooks were going at it, and he threw a very, very sharp elbow that you could say was incidental, but for sure, like I said, a savvy veteran move, to get an elbow in on Dylan Brooks's face right there. So that's about as good as it's gonna get in the NBA, though. Those dudes just did not fight.
And I think the thing is, like with hockey, they break that motherfucker up and get ugly. So people ain't really gonna get anything hurt other than their pride. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, if you ain't really about that shit, you ain't gonna do it. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at it, but obviously it will never happen. But I like his thinking. I respect that. You feel me?
I think Tyler brought up the racial component, which obviously like the NBA has always had a very respectability politics slant in terms of the way those rules are enforced. And then the other thing I always heard about was that Rudy Tomjanovich Kermit punch.
Oh yeah,
that was like the scariest
Jesus.
shit ever or whatever. But to me, it's like, bro, that was what, 50 years ago at this point.
And
like
that's probably a 1-0. Like that never. I mean, that he hit him perfectly. It was like
someone's running full speed, blindside, like that. You know what I mean? Like I feel like still being worried about that 50 years later. We want to see if Wemby could slap someone from the baseline who's standing on the free throw line. Like, you know, let the freaks fight, bro. Like
let the freaks fight.
Hey, bro. Hey, like let a dude with an 8.5 foot reach pull a glove off and issue a challenge. You know what I mean?
Shit we've never seen before, for sure, nigga. You know what I mean?
No more shaming me for my Taco Fall takes now that Mike just said
let the freaks fight is crazy.
Y'all don't want to see a Wemby Chet fight, bro. Y'all don't want to see a Wemby Chet fight.
I would love to. I'm not gonna say let the freaks.
It would probably look like some praying mantises. You know what I'm saying? Like
giraffes.
Right. It would just be a bunch of limbs rubbing. Like, it don't seem like it'd be like I don't know how to. I can't fathom that happening. You know what I'm saying? They're so crazy. But anyway,
and you know, Mazzulla speaking as the Celtics head coach. Like there's, we talk about how Magic and Bird saved the NBA, bro. Those motherfuckers used to go at it. Like it wasn't shit to see Robert Parrish, goddamn swing on Kurt Rambis and all that was assessed was a regular foul. No one got ejected, no text or nothing. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. I love a good dust up. Like the Malice in the Palace. That is one of my favorite sports memories ever. Like I feel blessed that I saw that in real time as it actually happened, dog.
We talked about that. You actually just watching the game.
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
Yeah, my dad has a sports memory similar. He was at not a basketball game, but a Red Sox Yankees game where there was a full-on fist fight, and he got to say that he saw a fist fight in a major league game, and it's one of his favorite memories ever. Like that, let's bring it back.
I just think like people like the Rudy Tomjanovich shit. Like you said, it'll never happen again. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like people won't really get hurt like that in just a little scrap. You'll break it up before it gets nasty. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not mad at it.
It's not a big deal.
And sometimes getting punched in the face can get people. We talked about that. It's just it balances the scales. You know what I'm saying? It's necessary.
Like that, like everyone knows about when Kareem punched that dude. Rookie in his first game, Kent Benson. Gave a Kareem an elbow to the gut. Kareem buckled over, said, then came back in with a yap. Nothing happened. No one got ejected or anything. They just kept balling. Fun fact. The dude he swung on was Kent Benson. His historical distinction is he was the last white American player taken #1 overall, which is pretty historical, which is pretty topical because Cooper Flagg might be #1 coming out next year, and he might be the next one. So yeah.
Yep. What did he end up doing in the league?
Nothing.
That was his peak? Getting punched
he got
in the face?
punched by Kareem.
Kareem. Yeah.
Yeah. Kent Benson, Indiana guy, play with Bobby Knight.
I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna look up his Wikipedia and see how close to the top getting punched by Kareem was.
That's the most famous thing to know for, dog. And like I said, besides being the last white American #1 NBA player drafted
in fucking like 1977. That's so wild.
At what point are you like, I got punched by Kareem? Like at what point are you excited about that?
I feel like
I think the moment the NBA
bro, I feel like
for real. Yeah.
I feel like if he went up to the average NBA fan and said, I'm Kent Benson, the average NBA fan would be like, I don't know who you are. Like you remember the dude who someone elbowed Kareem, then Kareem punched him, I'm that guy. Everyone be like, like
but I'm saying, would he say it excitedly? Like I'm the one that got punched by Kareem. You know what I'm saying? Like at what point are you excited? Because I think there's a point where I'll be like, I'm the nigga that got my shit fucked up by Kareem. Like, you know what I mean? It's the biggest thing he did in the league.
Here's a Wikipedia. It's got his little summary, high school, college career. This is the professional career section. After graduating from Indiana University in 1977, Benson was the #1 overall draft pick of the 1977 NBA draft by the Milwaukee Bucks. 2 minutes into his very first game as a professional, Benson elbowed Lakers center Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the abdomen, and Abdul-Jabbar gave Benson a concussion with a retaliatory punch.
And he kept playing with a concussion?
Abdul-Jabbar broke his hand in the incident and was out for 2 months. Otherwise, he could have potentially been... Literally, there's more in here about Kareem's injury than there is about his NBA career.
Yeah.
He broke his hand. He hit that nigga so hard. I guess, it probably isn't that difficult, but Jesus.
You could break this one punching.
Yeah,
bro. That's
the one I broke.
I broke this shit.
That's the one I broke.
Punching a cabinet door that was open.
Yeah, I broke.
I
hit a cement wall on some dumb shit in middle school.
Yeah. But I went in and got the x-ray, and the nurse just looked at me and was like, congrats on having the dumbass fracture. You know what I mean? She's like, the doctors call it a boxer's fracture. I call it a dumbass fracture. You punched some shit, didn't you? And I was like, yeah.
Silly.
I didn't punch Ken Benson, though. All right. Okay. Last night, we talked on the NBA preview about how excited we all are about the development for Paolo. This potentially being a breakout year. And, 3 games into the season, he definitely put the league on notice with the 50-pointer. And Tyler sent us the side-by-sides. People love doing those side-by-sides with him and Braun. Is this something we can expect? Is he trying to really take that leap this year? Tyler, what do you think?
Oh, yeah, I've always been a big Paolo guy. I've always loved his game. And what I love most about his game is that he moves like Bron to me. You know what I'm saying? And I've said that on Twitter, and you have to be very fucking clear when you make any type of comparison whatsoever to Bron on Twitter. And I was like, bro, this dude moves like Bron. I'm not saying he's the caliber player that he is, but I look at him and I was like, that's a Bron move right there. You know what I mean? And like the side-by-side that I shared with y'all, that shit was identical, bro. Yeah. So yeah, if I'm a Bron fan, of course I'm a Paolo fan, because like I said, he reminds me so much of Bron with so many of his moves. But yeah, I've like I said, always been a big Paolo guy. I honestly thought that he was going to be on the Olympic team last summer, and I thought that was going to be like his real big coming out moment, but he didn't make the squad. But yeah, expecting big things from Paolo this year for sure.
He's going to take Tatum's spot in 2028,
Yeah.
Relax.
I don't even respond to that type of shit.
I just wanted to see him either.
2028 though.
Yeah.
Relax. I do think they're going to be.
You had a wild Magic Knicks take that I would love for you to share.
I think the Magic. I think there's a chance that Paolo levels up to being the best player on either of those 2 rosters.
You said you think that if he makes the jump,
right?
You think
right. I know, and because
better than the Knicks.
I think they might be better than the Knicks.
Yeah. Now that you phrase it like that, I don't think it's that hot of a take to say that Paolo could be better than Brunson or Cat. I think, that's reasonable.
And if he's better than Brunson or Cat, they have a very good chance to be a better team overall. They're a well-built roster. They weren't 18 months ago, but they are now.
Mr. Knicks hat, do you have a rebuttal?
Well, honestly, right now, I don't know what the Knicks are, if I'm being completely honest with you. Yeah. They have to find a way to incorporate Cat and also Mikal Bridges. And it's 3 games in, they're 1-2. So I can't dispute that right now. I'm really high on Paolo. I think he's phenomenal. So I agree with that take. He's the #1 pick for a reason.
Yeah.
The chat's calling my take
lukewarm. The Magic being better than the Knicks, I don't feel like that. I feel like that's a
hot take. That's a hot take.
That's a hot take.
Yeah.
You lukewarmed it up a little bit when you were like, he could be the best player on either roster. That's not what you texted. You say you thought if he makes the jump.
Well, yeah, I just gave more
context.
Yeah, I gave the Twitter version in the group chat and the full version here.
Do you like getting the group chat just riling shit up sometimes?
Of course.
I love that.
All right. Did y'all see is there anything else from the start of the basketball season that y'all wanted to talk about? I think everything, we've been texting.
We got to see Peyton Pritchard cause Doc Rivers to double over in the middle of a basketball game last night that he was coaching.
Hey, those Bucks, dog. I think an overhaul is coming sooner than later with that squad.
Y'all see that Dame quote?
That Dame quote about how he and Giannis have to start holding each
What
other
did he
accountable.
Yeah. Like
That's
there has to be a way we
slow.
hold each other accountable. And I'm like,
Did you see Giannis
Game 3?
Hey, Giannis planted the seeds before the season. He said, like, hey, if we don't win, they're probably gonna ship me out of here. That's what he said.
Giannis is gonna go to
there.
Giannis gonna go to their office at the start of the season. Like, well, we're like 5-8. I think it's time for me to get out of here. What do y'all think? Like,
They are going to ship me out of here.
Hey,
yeah, for sure.
Might want to call Golden State up, see if they got
Giannis
something
is
for us. You know,
I was about to say, Golden State's already called. I promise.
yeah.
it's just, bro, the vibes are atrocious. The basketball's just not good. You got Doc Rivers trying to steer that shit right, bro. It's a disaster over there right now.
You're counting on Chris Middleton to come back healthy when he hasn't been healthy in like 2 seasons, and he's old now. Like, what are they hoping to happen?
I would say I've watched the Thunder game, and I don't feel good about my negative Thunder takes. I'm pretty sure they look really good. Cavs look good. I only saw the game against the Knicks, but the Cavs look good.
They do.
That'll be exciting.
Cavs are one of those teams that we never really talk about in the East playoff picture, and they'll have they had an incredible run last season where they won like fucking 17 out of 20 or something, right? And we were like, but we just never really talk about the Cavs.
The East
They're more fun to watch than good, though. Like, I like watching the Cavs. I never believe they can really do anything, though. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why you don't. It's probably you waste your time talking about them, but you just enjoy the basketball while it's good. You feel me?
Yeah. I feel like we're only 4 games into the season, but I think that the standings show us what it's going to be like. There are only 4 teams in the East over 500. After 4 games, it's the Celtics who will go to the NBA Finals. The Cavs are also undefeated. Then the Magic are 3-1, and the Heat are 2-1. Everyone else is 500 or below.
Disgusting.
And then you go to the West, and there's 8 teams over 500 and another 2 teams at 500. Like, the top 10 teams are 500 or better.
And then the Denver Nuggets.
And the Nuggets are 1-2 and struggling, you know? Yeah.
Who initiated the trade between the Knicks? Which team initiated that trade?
I think it was the Knicks, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was probably the Knicks.
That they've been coveting Cat. They'd coveted Cat for so long.
Yeah, they really wanted Cat, and then Minnesota wanted to move off Cat's contract. At some point, they did it a little early in my mind, but I would say the Knicks started that.
Did y'all see that Anthony Richardson, the quarterback for the Colts, subbed himself out of a football game?
And then promptly got benched today?
Yeah. His quote about it was brutal. Like, he was just like, oh, I was tired. You know, like, it was a lot of running. And I was like, he just walked out and he was like, I need one. It's like, buddy, you are not the slot receiver.
Yeah.
Like, the quarterback cannot just walk off the field. Like, it's a whole $1 billion franchise is built around you being healthy and on the field. You know what I mean?
22 years old. The kid is 22 years old saying he was tired. Dog.
How's that Colts team?
Flacco's got to start now, and if we know anything about Flacco, that's going to be his job all season now, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'll be 10-7 and fucking win a wild card playoff game and get crushed in the divisional round or something. But yeah, I like Flacco actually. I mean, I'm just a fan of old dudes playing sports at this point. You know, that's one of my greatest joys.
I used to not like Flacco, but now that he's moved into this
grandpa stage,
like gunslinger. Grandpa.
I heard an interview with him where he was talking about when they played the Steelers, Ben Roethlisberger was there in one of those like field level boxes. And he's like, when Flacco was running out, he said Ben looked at him and then double take, like, are you still fucking playing? Like, what are you doing over there? Like, why are you wearing pads? Like, what is I don't know. I love old dudes not being ready to hang it up though, man. Talk about Braun's about to turn 40. I just did a story about Mercedes Lewis, who's a buddy of mine, is now 25th all time in NFL history in games played by any player at any position. Wow. He's 40 years old. Like, I can't fathom what these people are doing, bro. I'm stretching 6 days a week just to be able to walk.
You know, walk your kids to school in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Joe Montana set the postseason record for most touchdowns without an interception with 11. And you know who also tied that record? Joe fucking Flacco. That season that the Ravens won the Super Bowl.
That was all they needed him to do. They didn't even need him to throw the touchdowns. They just needed the 0 and interceptions.
Yeah. that it's wild that Joe Flacco has a distinction of having one of the best postseasons I've ever seen from a quarterback in my life. So
I heard an interview that interview where he was talking about seeing Ben Roethlisberger like what's funny is that it's not like it's not like Tom Brady or whatever. Like he hasn't put his life on hold to play football till he's 40. He was talking about like that, like, yeah, you know, they're like, well, so what do you do to keep your body healthy? He's like, I drop my kids off and pick them up, and you know, he's just like living a regular 40-year-old life, right. But he's just like still an NFL quarterback. Like that's so funny to me. They talk about
he's
that.
Not in the hyperbaric chamber like Braun and none of that shit.
No, he's just like a middle-aged white dude with kids.
When's the last time he got real reps though? Like, you know what I'm saying?
He was starting earlier this year when Anthony Richardson was hurt.
Okay.
And they were doing well.
So he's been playing it. He's just not like been chilling as a backup. Okay.
Well, last year he got the call off the couch, and then he wasn't sure if he's going to get a contract at all this year. And he said in an interview, I think it was with McAfee, that he wasn't going to do it just to go be a backup for any team.
And so he knew Anthony Richardson was going to fuck around and give him a chance to play. Is basically what he said. That's basically what he said.
He ain't got it.
Yeah,
he ain't got that dog in him.
But I think he talked about that when he got the call off the couch last year. He literally was like, I had to call you back. I'm like at the pickup line for my daughter right now. Like I can.
Right.
That's fire.
Bring your daughter home, give her a little hug. Like, all right, hey, you know, I daddy's got to go play football for a couple months.
Right. I love him telling him to put him on hold for daddy-daughter time, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Can I hit you back?
Yeah. That's so funny.
That's some shit out of a movie, and Dennis Quaid would absolutely be playing that part right there. No question.
Dennis Quaid would eat that up.
Body that role.
There was I read the I forget Andy McCullough or someone. I forget the name of the guy who wrote it, but I read the biography of Clayton Kershaw that came out recently. And it's so interesting watching all these dudes. I know it has to do with testosterone drop and stuff too. It's not just perspective, but it's like Kobe Bryant was the same way, right? Like we all thought when Kobe was 32, we were like, oh, this dude will never be able to retire. And then as his kids got older, he was like, no, I'll be totally fine walking away from this shit. I just want to coach my kids and hang out. That was what Kershaw said. They said, what are you going to do when you retire? He said, I already have my application in. I did my background check to be the volunteer crossing guard for my kids' elementary school. That's what I'm going to do. Like, I'm going to walk kids back and forth across the street every morning and afternoon. Like, that's fucking, I love that.
Yeah. He went to high school with Matthew Stafford.
Yes.
Yeah, bro, Dallas suburbs got incredible fucking athletic talent. Like there was a time when fucking Kershaw was the best pitcher in the world, perhaps, where fucking Errol Spence was the best boxer in the world, perhaps, where fucking Von Miller was the best pass rusher in the world, perhaps, and they were all from fucking Dallas suburbs.
Yeah. I think it was like Highland Park, and it was, like literally at that high school. And then there was another dude on their football team who was like a minor league baseball player or something. But and that was, Kershaw was offensive lineman. That was the craziest shit.
That's wild.
And he talked about the high school football coach. He told him when he quit, because he was going to be on varsity as a sophomore or something. He was just a kind of a chubby kid. He wasn't really a good pitcher. High school Texas football is obviously, that's the whole world over there. So he told the football coach he was quitting to focus on baseball, and the football coach said, "That'll be the biggest mistake you've ever made in your life."
You're shooting for ace like MLB pitcher money instead of left guard NFL money. Come on, dude. Really? That's the biggest mistake.
It's just so funny, bro. It's just like, yep. That like even if he was a bad baseball player, that's gonna be the biggest mistake he ever makes in his life.
Right.
Is like not being the left guard for Matthew Stafford. Like, I don't know. You got it. You got it, coach. Whatever you say, brother. All right. We got before we get out of here, we got a very special Halloween edition of Stump the Olds with Jackson. Josh, how old are you? How old is Josh?
How old do you think I am?
I think Josh is refusing to comment.
I would say I think you're like 30, 36 or 37.
I'm 37.
Whoa.
Okay. Huh?
Pretty old.
Spot on.
Huh?
That's not old.
Not old.
I guess the man's age. Give me some credit. Come on. 36, 37.
Sorry.
And I was going to say 37, but I threw 36 on there just to like cheat it a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like a compliment.
But no, I feel like Josh picks up a lot of what we're putting down, and it's like he's from our generation. Like I think that's kind of the tell on his age, you know?
Yeah. I get 28 sometimes, 29 in my 20s sometimes.
Yeah, I can see that.
When my hair's cut and my face is shaved, that's when I get it.
Yeah.
like I said, just the references you drop and the references you pick up on. That gives you age away more than anything, dog.
Yes.
But,
Yeah, for sure.
I brought up Pendleton, and you like, nigga, you're not in your 20s. You know what I'm saying? Seeing him play
Flashbacks
third
watching
base.
TBS.
You know what I'm
baby.
saying?
That would be like
Lenny
Spooky
Dykstra.
Youths. I don't even know what that
You know
means.
what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you're not 25. Remember that nigga? That's
No,
funny.
you're right.
That's fucking funny. All right. Well, maybe Josh can be one of the
All right.
olds then, I guess. The
right.
37
Yeah,
is
for
one of the
sure.
olds, right? 'Cause Jackson's like fucking 14. so-
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is a Halloween costume themed
Okay.
Stump the Olds. Okay. I have 4 questions. One of the trendiest costumes this year that I've seen on all these different costumes, best costume of the year list, is what is a single word: ray gun.
yes,
Do you guys know
that's
what that
the
means?
break dancer Australian girl from the Olympics.
Ding, ding, ding. Good
Right.
job. It wasn't really a Stump the
Yeah.
Olds. It's more just like a
Mockery
pop culture
out of
reference,
break
but that was
dancing.
That was her name. She
Mockery out
like
of
created
breakdance.
a name for herself as a. Is that a thing that's done, or did she just do that as well?
Many of them did it.
B-Rad.
I'm glad I didn't waste my
Like
time with that
B-Rad
bullshit.
From motherfucking Malibu's Most Wanted.
All right.
Hey,
Question number 2.
let me say this.
It-
Tyler was of his many Dragonfly Damas moments. He was well ahead of everyone else on knowing that the breakdancing shit was going to be trash. Because while everyone was still, when they first announced it, and everyone was
sure.
like, "Oh, cool, breakdancing." Tyler was on Twitter like, "It's gonna be a bunch of Asian kids. It's gonna be a bunch of Asian kids destroying the fuck out of everyone else.
Yeah.
Y'all not gonna like what you see with this shit, bro.
Right.
This is not gonna be what you are picturing."
I know America's gonna stink it up.
All right. Question number 2. Question number 2. Why is the Statue of Liberty a trending costume this year?
Is it because the New York Liberty won the championship?
Well, maybe
Oh.
that contributed. Maybe that's contributing. That's not the answer to this question. This, as a hint, is a callback to an earlier Stump the Olds, a previous Stump the Olds.
Charlie XCX.
Very close,
Chaperones.
but no.
Yeah.
It is Chaperone.
Yeah!
She dressed up as the Statue of Liberty in one of her shows, and so it's a very popular costume this year. Great job, Mike.
I'll just say a random.
You're just saying young people shit. You don't even know. You got no idea. All right, I got 2 more. These are not
Can I
even
give
like
you
really.
a young person thing that Vinny and his friends are doing that cracks me up? And I don't know if this is
Yeah.
nationwide or if it's just every middle schooler in Long Beach, but the new thing is just saying lock in about like everything. Anytime anyone's fucking up at
love
everything, at anything, like if Maya drops something, he'll just be like, lock in, Maya.
I like
it's
that,
just
though. That's
like
fire.
anything. It's super
They-
it
that's
cracks me up.
great.
They do it to the teachers and shit too. The teacher, it's one of those ones where the teachers, even the like curmudgeon teachers are like laughing under their hand a little bit. At it.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
Right. What, did you ever figure out Steve? Remember that was a thing a few years back, and it was like that nigga was sick over Steve. Did you ever figure that out?
I forgot about that shit, bro.
I remember you was like,
No.
I'm gonna have to let this nigga know what's up. I'm like, Mike, just black nigga.
For those of y'all who not been listening to the show for like, god damn, that was probably like 5 or 6 years ago. It was
Was it
just
5
one,
or
it was
6?
just like what, yeah, because
It
it
was
was
like
when
in
he was in
second
like
grade.
2nd or 3rd grade,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. And I just dropped Vinny off, and like he was playing with his friends, and he was like, "Thanks, Steve."
And everybody started laughing.
Everyone started cracking up, bro.
He was calling you Steve in your home, and you was like, nigga.
Yeah.
You're right. I remember you was. I
think
remember
he
that
was
was a
just-
thing.
he was
Did
just-
you ever
He
figure
was
out what
just
that
being
was?
funny, bro. No, he just
No,
he was
no.
just-
I
he
think
was just being
Steve was
funny.
a thing. I think because I think Steve was a thing.
I don't know. I never heard it in any other
heard-
context.
The reason what made me think about it was I heard somebody
Other than
talking about
clowning
using.
me.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was somebody else from like an old video I was watching. He said, "Hey, Steve," and I was like, "What?" And I was like, "Was that what he was referring to?" But I mean, it was an older guy, so I don't think.
They weren't on the
He
internet.
was-
That's the thing is him and his
Yeah,
they weren't on
yeah.
the internet or anything yet. Now all this
Yeah.
shit they get, it's all off the same TikTok or, you know.
Okay.
What it's all off of the Facegram, you know. the old twit
Yeah,
book.
yeah. All right, we got 2 more Halloween costume themed questions. This one is similar. Like, why is this a trending costume this year? Question: why is a couch, just a couch, a trending costume this year?
Because JD Vance is that?
You guys can get this.
Yeah, he was.
Great job, Tyler. People are dressing up as JD Vance's ex-girlfriend.
That's a good one.
I have enjoyed the Twitter thing of like, I hate gay Halloween. Like, what do you mean you're Beyonce's fingernail polish from?
Yeah.
Right.
I've enjoyed all of the people have had a lot of fun with that shit. That's been enjoyable.
And the last one is not really a stump to old. I just saw this and I thought it was really, really creative and funny. And so I'm curious if you guys can like guess how. If I told you a couple's costume, they were being deer in headlights, how would you try to like dress up as a deer in headlights?
I mean, one person's a fucking car, another person's a deer. Is that?
That's the broad strokes, but the real answer is really funny. I think it's like young people doing this. It's where the guy is dressed up as a deer, and the girl is dressed up as a car with a literally like a reflective light like attached to each of her like boobs, and the guy's just like
little booby joke in there too.
Fun fact: I actually did that costume with my girlfriend.
Did you really?
Yeah.
nice.
Long time ago.
Okay.
Long
Tara
time
and I
ago.
used to
Yeah.
do. We used to do a couple costumes. Now we do costumes with the kids. Vinny and I have been going as like various forms of best friends for the last several years. We're going as Bart and Milhouse this year, which I don't know how I ended up with fucking Milhouse as a Halloween costume, but we already did Bart and Homer, and it was like, all right, he wanted to be Bart again this year, and I was like, I guess I have to switch it up, but I don't know, man. I saw an NBA costume. A couple's costume someone did, which was the guy went as Manu Ginobili, and his girlfriend went as the bat that Manu Ginobili killed.
That's a wild NBA moment. That motherfucker slapped a bat out of midair. What the fuck?
When you got that long ass wingspan, nigga, that bat didn't know what was coming. You feel me? There's no way he could hit me.
I feel like
I'm 7 foot.
I feel like when they talk about international players being more prepared for certain things than American developed players, I feel like that's what they're talking about. You know what I mean? I don't think an American basketball player of any background would have attempted to slap the bat out of the air. That just feels like a different culture moment to me.
Bats are still mythical to us a little bit, right? Like, we don't run into bats or see the bats. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only time I've had like close encounters with bats was when I was out the country.
Yeah, so just in Texas.
Pretty much every dusk when the sun's setting, bats come out in the country, bro. If you just look up.
Yeah, we'll see the bats, but I don't have like
you would never run into one in person.
When I was in DRC, there was two bats, like one in the bathroom and one in the living room. You know what I'm saying? Like it flew through the fucking house.
Just kicking.
You feel me? So like that shit was different. So
that's a harmless though, bro. They don't do shit but eat like mosquitoes and fruit and shit.
Yeah, but they scary as fuck because of how they've been socialized.
Yeah.
The anti-bat propaganda. Vampires besmirching their name.
It's trippy seeing that stuff though. Like I'm from the Bronx, but my family moved to the suburbs when I got older. And it was weird for me just even seeing deer on the side of the road. Like I remember driving and being like, yo, what the hell is that standing right there? And nobody freaking out that there's a deer on the side of the road. And then that night at the house, a bat flew over us and nobody's reacting. Like it drove me crazy. It made no sense to me.
Yo, what the fuck?
Like, yeah. Like, how are you guys not freaking out right now? We saw a bat. There's deer just chilling on the side of the road. Like there's nothing. It's like a culture shock, the whole thing.
In the country, in the road, like we see roadkill and I would like talk to that shit. Like, damn, nigga, you dead as fuck, my nigga. Like, like, damn, that truck beat your ass, didn't it? God damn. Look both ways, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like what you on? You feel me? What your ass doing on the highway? Fuck you mean? Like we would say me and Adrian, we would say shit like that. That shit was normal as fuck.
Yeah, seeing deer, especially while you're driving, that shit isn't even like majestic or anything. It's like, please do not hop your goofy ass out.
Please don't hop your goofy ass out here, nigga.
That's the only thing I think whenever I drive past a deer. You know, deer kill more animals in America than kill more humans than any other animals in America because of car accidents. Yeah,
it's like all death statistics are actually cars, right? It's like anytime anyone worries about anything, it's like no, it's all car accidents, bro. It's all drunk driving, car accidents, whatever it is. Yeah.
Like the animal that kills the most people globally, I think it's the tsetse fly that spreads malaria. But in America, it's the deer because of car accidents.
I think I fly. The specific, or it's like,
It's
mosquitoes, tsetse flies.
Mosquitoes, yeah. That's what. Okay.
But
Is
the
that-
I
are
think
they
I told
cousins or
y'all.
something?
I had a friend who drove a semi truck, and he showed me a picture of he ran it. A moose jumped out in front of him, and the whole front the whole fucking front of the truck was like caved in. It was
A moose would fill this room up.
right,
A moose would come in here and fill this motherfucking
and the moose
room
walked
up.
off, like he was driving an
the
18-wheeler
fuck
and
up.
just.
Have you seen
Fuck,
moose run through
bitch.
snow?
Yeah,
You see that video, like, and it's like what 4 feet of snow. That motherfucker just galloping like.
it would take
know what I'm
every
saying?
muscle in your body to move an inch through that.
So you feel me?
Yeah.
They different.
All right. That's all the time we got. Hope everyone has a good Halloween. We will actually be back on Halloween, not to discuss maybe spooky things. We'll see. But for our Love is Blind reunion recap, we'll be back Thursday morning, and we'll see y'all then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.